Well, we're about 3 years into that Goblin project there, and it's just not quite done. So we're gonna do some more custom fabrication, which is gonna keep us off the road a little bit longer. We finally had a successful test drive. Now it's time to dig into this sucker even further. We're gonna add a manual Wilwood brake master cylinder saying on here. Well, the one that came off the Cobalt absolutely sucks. We're also gonna add to the channel, we're gonna do a weekly, that's the dumbest comment I've ever seen somebody leave, which we're gonna put up later on in the video. So, we're gonna step it up and we are going to install a manual master cylinder from Wilwood. And yeah, I know the box says disc brakes. This is what it came in, but it's not. Something's going on with this. I have no idea what it is. And for the cost of buying components that are over 16 years old, it's just not worth to replace this setup. But look at all the amazing room that we have to work with here. According to the internet, because everything on the internet is true and there's no false information, in theory, this is actually supposed to work. Looking at it just like this, I already having doubts, but we'll find out. As much as I spent trying to lead the master cylinder, I can't believe we're disconnecting it here. Oh man, that hurts. All those late nights bleeding this sucker. All right, she's out. Probably would have been easier if we just took the damn pedals off, but hey, now it's out. We can actually put the little rubber stopper on the brake pedal and our foot won't slip off. So, it has to be exactly just right here. We have a rod in here. It looks like that's gonna have to be bored out to be able to adjust some of the pedal input, but that's gonna be way too long. Obviously can't shave the master cylinder. And see, we'll probably have to take off about 1 inch. Time to drill some holes. Probably should just use a step bit. All right, this should work a little better. Perfect. All right, so both holes are drilled here. Kind of shift it out just a little bit. The cool thing about the master cylinder here is we have a little bit of wiggle room. The holes aren't exactly round, they're a bit elongated, so I think that's gonna work out for us. I mean, come on, they're just holes, right? How hard could it be? All right, well, one of these days we'll get this vise mounted. If you've been floating around the channel long enough, you know, you've been seeing it. Just vibrates around the workbench. Well, that only burned up like 20 drill bits getting this done. Hopefully, we did our measurements right. That should be good. Hopefully that lines up, and it doesn't. One hand this. There we go. Alrighty, so the pedal box is in. There's a lot of room here now to work, and we got access to our 2 lines, which we're gonna have to cut and flare in line and shift them over here. While our original reservoir sat there, it was kind of a dual feed to the clutch master cylinder input, and then our booster, we've got to go with the, I call it a Wilwood tri-feed. Ooh, well, I just lost the bottom of that. Got to make sure we don't go too high. So we're really, really limited. Yeah, let's find some scrap metal, make a bracket for that, get that mounted. All right, that'll work perfectly there. It's pretty, oh, well, it's warped. Yeah, they only need about that much there. Oh my luck, watch all these holes be off and crooked. It'll be under a hood, so you won't even see it. There we go. Yeah, total blowout on the back. All right, a little better. All right, let's check it out. You know, I don't know. Well, I'm not really a fan on how this came out. Looks like crap. You know what? This is trash. Well, the little lip that we put on probably serves absolutely no purpose whatsoever, but hey, it looks kind of cool. So our over-engineered piece of scrap metal is in. It's redneck powder coated. That's rattle can powder coat, by the way. Used a lot of the original hardware from the old reservoir and stuff that we dumped up. We did an 1.5 inch spacer over here to create some space on the back. We can use it to mount some stuff back here, offset it from the LS pedal so we can still get to the plug down in here, and then mounted our what is that, our blinker ballast right on the side here as well. Your fluid ballast reservoir. All right, so here comes the hard part. That's getting chopped. That's getting chopped. New ends are going on here. That's running to here. And this one, we got to figure out how we're going to run a coupler from here over to the back side here as well. Downsize a little here. I'm actually going to take it just a little lower. You're going to work this down. There, you do your double flare. So there's our little brass fitting right down in there. And that'll push up right on that sucker. Ourselves another successful double flare there. So when we originally talked about this, we were going to take the hard lines, finesse them, stretch them, drag them, whatever, and bend them in and hook it up that way. But because we kept our brake proportioning system here that feeds into our front lines on this setup here, I didn't want hard lines going directly to this, and I'll show you why. All right, so when you pump this pedal, there is some serious flex in this entire setup here. And this is the Cobalt. This is a Cobalt pedal box. So, but you know what? I'd say we go ahead and take this sucker out on the road here, do a quick test drive, and actually see if we got some better luck on these brakes this time. But we're gonna get on it. Man, this thing bucks. Yeah. Oh my God. Ooh, this is much better. This is much better. Brake booster setup just locks up. Let's go to the extreme here and we're gonna crank that out. Let's check this out. Ooh, woohoo. Brake. Woo! We got the front to lock up. Try that, did a little bit of adjustment, and let's get on the brakes. All right. Some speed on this sucker. Now that we're all opened up, we're no longer in limp. The notorious torque reduction mode. All right. Ignore the wiring for right now until we get everything finished out, then we can clean everything up. How we look, I mean, it is a multi-chamber system, so even if we had a leak somewhere, the brakes would still work. And I don't have any leaks anywhere. Holy crap, we did something right the first time. I'm a little blown away here. All right, well, that was a success, right? Didn't break down, it's not leaking, we're good to go. We finally did something that didn't break this thing even further and made the situation absolutely worse here. So now that the brakes work, it doesn't leak, and we could say we're officially done with this absolute nightmare over here, and we can pivot back over to that. I think we go ahead and take this thing down to the Keys and do a long endurance test, maybe 500-600 mile trip. What do you say? Doesn't have enough miles on it, but that'll definitely find out if it actually lasts or breaks down. Now, promise you guys some dumbest comment of the week. There we go. And well, my response to that is, could have told you guys that.